welcome back to Life in Pixels. Thanks so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be doing a speed build of a shell challenge from Giuliabuilds. I'll go ahead and link her channel down below. Y'all make sure to check it out if you haven't already. She is such an amazing and imaginative builder, so it was really fun to do her shell challenge. And so one of the stipulations of this shell challenge, in addition to normal shell challenge rules, like where you can't change the walls and you can't make modifications to the exterior of the walls, there was another point to this where it had to be an eco-friendly build, and she was pretty open with, interpretation of whatever that meant to you as the builder doing the shell challenge, but just to make it eco-friendly. And so when I saw the shell, I thought about doing a flea market, and I kind of imagined that this building was maybe, I don't know, like an office building that had been abandoned or something like that, because it has this really kind of like fun, sort of modern industrial type shape. But I wanted to, again, turn that into something eco-friendly. So I was thinking about an abandoned building of some sort, and now it's been repurposed into a flea market. And the way that I went ahead and set this up was divided these different little rooms and different sections into like different flea market stalls. And there's been flea markets in my area that I've been to have operated in a few different ways. Like some have, each person has their own like booth, and then you pay that person that's sitting at the booth, and then some have like one central checkout point, and all of the items that are for sale are tagged with a certain number that coordinates with that booth, so that person gets the money, but you just pay at one central location. So that's kind of what I ended up doing here. You'll see in a little bit that there will be one central checkout location, because I did want this to operate as a retail lot. So if you download this, you can make it a retail lot. The only thing is you will have to set what items you want for sale, because there are a ton of items in here. And I've played with the retail system a few times, but I haven't played with it a ton, and I would imagine that having a large store with a ton of items might be a little bit challenging, and especially like computers that are lower end or don't run The Sims as well. I don't know, there might be like a lag issue if you have a ton of items for sale. So anyway, I did want to leave that up to y'all. So this is on the gallery. The information will be linked in the description if you do want to go ahead and download this, but you will have to set your own retail, like what you want to sell in the retail space. So I went ahead and I used, I think this is all eco lifestyle wallpaper, flooring, and everything. I really wanted to use a lot of stuff from the new pack, and then I've started decorating the inside with just different little shelving units, tables, wall shelves, to really give it that kind of crowded, messy flea market booth look. Any of the flea markets that I've ever been to are like really kind of a little bit messy. Like there's tons of tables, tons of like shelving units, just packed full of lots of different items, and I love that. If y'all watch some of my other builds, you know that I really love clutter. I'd love to add a ton of clutter around. So this was really something that spoke to me, because I got to add a ton of clutter. But I'm going through right now and putting in the shelving units in all of the main spaces, and then I go back and clutter them up. So this first section, when you first enter the flea market here, I've set this up with a few different like little shelving units. I was imagining that this was maybe an area with 3 to 4 different vendor booths, and they were just selling a bunch of random little knickknacks and oddities. So I did use a lot of items out of the debug menu. So we have candles, we have baskets and sculptures and skulls and eggs and crystals and snow globes and just a lot of the stuff that you can find collecting. There's toys from the debug menu, there's the My Sims trophies, there's some fossils, just a lot of different little odds and ends, and then there's also like some small sculptures and plants and things from the regular build menu as well. I just wanted to really hone in and make this look like a lot of the flea markets that I've been to in real life that just have a ton of different little odds and ends. Nothing too specific, nothing too styled. I really love this corner over here. It is so cute. It's just so chock full of clutter. Yeah, I don't know. I did cut out a lot of me doing the cluttering in this part of the build and the rest of the build, just because it would take forever. I think the original speed build when I first did it without cutting it down was well over an hour, so I really wanted to trim that down. So I did cut out most of me decorating the inside, but we will go back in there in just a little bit so that I can show you the other rooms and what I did with them. I just didn't figure y'all would want to watch me clutter for an hour because nobody has time for that and it gets pretty repetitive. So outside here I put this kind of like pop-up pergola that came of Eco Lifestyle out here in the front, and I made this a little greenhouse area. I figured this could be a little stall where you can buy plants and planting supplies. Like you can buy pots, you can buy plants already. I put some of the bug houses out here, put a bee box out here, just all of your little gardening needs. And I have seen this kind of stuff at flea markets before too, and farmers markets where they just have all these little plants and vegetables and seeds and stuff for sale. So I thought that was really cute and definitely brought in the eco theme even more, because I definitely think a flea market is definitely part of an eco theme because you're reducing, reusing, and recycling materials, and I like that a lot. I definitely like to shop secondhand for a lot of things just in my personal life because I like to, contribute to, or rather I don't want to contribute to having even more stuff mass produced if I can just buy it reused. So I think that's pretty cool. And then out here in the front, just to give the little deck area more interest, and put a little table with some miscellaneous things, like maybe those things were on clearance or on sale. And then this is towards the back of the build. I put another one of these pergolas. I think this one is from Get Together, and I went ahead and just put a lot of kind of odds and ends out here as well. I wanted it to look a little more I don't know what the right word is, like eclectic. I think like the front room is really eclectic with like kind of cutesy candles and odds and ends, and then I wanted that to kind of look more like the mechanical stuff. So there's some robots out there, TV, stuff like that, which maybe putting the robots in the TV outside isn't the best, especially if you have seasons, but that's why it's covered under an awning. And then I went ahead and I put a little area for bicycles, and I was thinking either those bikes could be set for sale, or you could just pretend that like your Sims maybe are coming here on their bicycles and they're going ahead and parking them under there. I did go ahead and include a couple of dumpsters out here so your Sims can go dumpster diving and find stuff, and then I put a couple of debug trash items out there as well, just to give it a little something extra. And then this little square building was part of the shell that was separate from the rest of the main build, so I just went ahead and made this a little bathroom out here. When I've been to kind of flea markets or outdoor markets, it's pretty common where there's a separate area for the bathrooms like a little either portable restrooms, temporary restrooms, or sometimes they just have the restrooms in a separate little building like this. So I thought it was a perfect use for this random little square. And oh, I love this part of the build. So part of the shell had this empty hole in the middle of this building, and when I saw this, I immediately thought of doing an atrium. I thought that would be so fun. I think atriums are so beautiful, so I went ahead and took full advantage of adding a bunch of different plants here. I do use plants from a bunch of different packs, so if you didn't have all the packs and you did want to download this, there might be some plants missing, but I did use clutter and decor from a lot of different packs too, so I usually don't limit myself on packs, so I'm sorry. I just like to go ham with stuff. So as you can see, the rest of the inside that I had kind of cut out, I made a little room where it looks like somebody's selling their handcrafted furniture. I made a room where it looks like a farmer's market where somebody is selling their fizzy juices on the inside. I also made an art gallery looking room, and then I made a little section that looks like it's just being set up and it's a little more cluttered and less organized than some of the other stall spaces, and you'll definitely see pictures of all of those spaces in the screenshots if you just stick around to the end. I'm sorry if cutting all of that out bothered you. Let me know any feedback down below on if you like that I cut out a lot of it, if you didn't like that I cut out a lot of it. Like I said, I just didn't want this video to be like an hour long, because nobody's gonna watch an hour long video of me just putting in some clutter. So let me know your feedback on how this went down below, and so next time if I do something that's like super big and clutter intensive, then maybe I'll do a little bit differently if y'all didn't like this. But yeah, I also stuck one of those new little food stalls that came with Eco Lifestyle out front, so your Sims can grab a snack here if they want to. And that's about it. I'm just wrapping up with a little bit of landscaping here, and we're about to be on the screenshot, so make sure you stick around so you can see all of the different rooms on the inside fully decorated, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!